Theft is so easy, it's like stealing from an orphan. Welcome to Morally Apprehensive. Hey guys, you look great. I know I say that, but it's because I mean it. I'd like to welcome my guest, the wonderful Ernie Joe. Come on in.
Hey
Joe.
man, how's it going?
Very
Thanks
well.
for
How
having
are you
me here
doing?
today.
Yeah, absolutely. How are you doing?
I'm doing really well.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's warming up. It's nice weather, nice
Yeah,
day,
it is.
nice life.
Yeah. They were just with their grandparents over the weekend. So they've been like really...
All of them?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Robin Hood is the hero, the protagonist. He's the green wearing, potentially fox animated character.
Yes.
Steals from the rich, gives to the poor, and he's a hero, right?
He is.
I agree with that. There's nothing wrong with that statement. He's doing a good thing. He's stealing, which is wrong. That's undeniable. But there are circumstances where stealing might be questionably not wrong. So in the Robin Hood scenario, let's make it like modern day. We're going to be hip about it.
Yeah.
A man named Bobbin Bud steals from a bank. Okay?
Okay.
It's like a really big bank. They've got a lot of money. He steals and takes all of the money that he steals and he donates it to an orphanage. And 100% of the funds being donated go to better the lives of the orphans. You, Joe, are the only eyewitness.
Ooh.
And the police know you're the only eyewitness. They have cameras but couldn't see Bobbin Bud's face, but they could see your face seeing his face. So they come to you, they say, hey, we need you to testify against Bobbin Bud. If you testify, the money is going to be taken from the orphans.
Right.
So that's just the initial scenario. How would you approach it? I think they're interested.
I would give up the guy.
You would turn him in?
Yeah.
What's your reasoning for turning in a man?
Because the orphans are benefiting, yes, but when you
Yeah.
steal from a bank, you're stealing from a whole bunch of people, not the bank itself.
True.
So like, my grandma, for instance, could have had like $500 in her savings account, and that's what this guy stole to give to the orphans. So he's not necessarily targeting one single rich person. He's targeting a whole bunch of people who he has no idea who they are. And so you can't really clearly weigh the orphans over the people.
So the benefit doesn't matter because it's still a bad thing hurting people.
Right, yes.
That's fair. So he's not prioritizing any one person above another person, regardless of not if they have parents.
Yes.
That's pretty darn ethical. That's a good answer.
That's why they call me Ethical Joe.
That's what the E in Ernie stands for.
Yes.
His first name is an acronym. Find out the rest in later episodes. Episode 903 is the next hint. So
Yes. Stay
come back.
tuned.
Yeah. Something that I didn't tell you about the donation is it goes to the orphans and it's getting them their own bedroom.
Okay.
They're getting a shower, which
Okay.
they didn't have before. None of them. They also don't have to share shoes anymore. And by this donation, the ad campaign to get new parents is happening. So he's essentially buying family with
Okay.
this stolen money. Does that change your outcome or your decision?
I don't think so, no.
So it's still just not going to make any one suffering more important than
Sorry.
another? That's
Sorry, Bobbin.
very, very ethical.
You're going to prison for a long time.
Bobbin is for sure going to prison. That's sad. That's an interesting response. Because personally, I'm the other way. I don't.
Okay.
I would let it slide. Because I would just be like, I don't want to testify. And then be like, and I don't know if there's rules against that. I don't know if cops can come and be like,
I'm pretty sure that's obstruction of justice.
And I found out that me being an eyewitness, I didn't decide to disclose what I saw.
I think so. Because it's not self-incrimination. Because it's not about you. It's about someone else. So I think it would be illegal. I think they could...
Really?
I think they could arrest you for that. I'm not
If
positive.
that's reality, if that's a real thing, then I would turn him in, which is worse.
Because they would know for sure. Like, they have evidence that you do know the person.
They know that I saw. But even then, it's circumstantial. Because I could just be like, oh, no, I was like... adrenaline rush and I couldn't see. Like, I was seeing white. Which I guess would be lying, and I try not to lie.
And lying, they can't arrest you for lying under oath.
They can?
Oh, yeah.
Well, yeah, if they find out that you're lying. But if you're just like, I couldn't see it because of my brain, they can't really prove that wrong. It's weird to me having this realization that I would not turn him in for the betterment of the orphans, but then if I were to be persecuted for not turning him in, I would screw the orphans. That's probably some deep issue that I should think about more.
You're a monster.
Morally apprehensive. Teaching me about myself. I hope it's teaching you about yourself too. Next variable. I'm the robber.
Oh.
Bobbin Bud is my alias. When I was in high school, I used to tape like sporks to each of my fingers, and I'd walk around and I'd start bopping people on their faces, and they didn't like it, so I had to go and buy a hood to cover myself, my face. People couldn't see me. Continue bopping.
It's bizarre.
High school. It's hard.
Okay.
Does it change what you do?
No, because now I am also, in addition to disclosing your identity to the police, I am suggesting some psychological rehabilitation for the one who is taping forks to their fingers and bopping people.
No, that was a long time ago. The only variable that changes, I'm the robber. I'm not like going into the bank bopping people.
That's how you got your secret identity.
But yeah, I got my identity
alias.
before I decided to rob the bank.
So I think you need to see a therapist of some sort.
So you're turning me in so that I can get clinical help?
Yeah. Because you need help.
Okay. That's kind.
You're welcome.
Thanks. Okay. Good answer. I accept it. You're still going to help people. You're very... Wow. He's shining over here. Going back to typical Bobbin Hood. He's not me. New variable. The money is stolen from your bank. And you have been saving, and your savings account just reached $50,000. Does that change what you do?
Yes. I tracked down the man and beat him. Forced him to turn himself in.
God.
He's messed with me now. It's not just these random
So
people.
you've gone like further. You're like, you know what? The law can't even handle. Like, he's gonna go to jail, but I need to beat him.
I'm gonna force him to turn himself in.
So I know you've been watching a lot of Daredevil recently.
Yes.
Does that have anything to do with this approach?
Probably some.
Okay. Are you gonna wear a mask? Can I make you blind before you do that in this universe?
I'd rather you didn't.
If I could.
Because like Daredevil trained for a long time as a kid, like has like very heightened senses.
That's true.
I don't, so I feel like it would just eliminate my chances of crime fighting.
Okay, well then, if this variable happens in this universe, and then your response is what you said it was, my response as a third-party member is I'm gonna make you blind.
Alright, well.
New only variable. The money is no longer being donated to an orphanage. It is being donated to Yachtless Millionaires Foundation for Lower Upper Class.
Wow. Yeah, I'd still turn him in.
You would turn him in? No change? This is interesting.
Definitely.
So, making these questions, I was like, Joe, I bet he's going to let it slide. I bet he's going to help those orphan kids. So these questions would have been a lot more interesting if your initial response was you wouldn't turn him in.
Yeah.
But yours too ethical.
Too ethical.
He's not morally
That's
apprehensive.
That's what the E is
That's
for.
the issue. Is Ernie Joe is not morally apprehensive. He's morally solid. He's morally there. Combine all the variables.
Whoa.
I'm Bobbins. It's your stolen money, and all of it's going to Yachtless Millionaires Foundation for Lower Upper Class.
I go to the thief, the robber, and I beat information out of him regarding who he donated the money to. Then I go to the rich people and take it back myself by force, and probably a little.
So
extra.
you're gonna punish
probably a little
the
extra for my troubles.
So Joe's punishing the Yachtless Millionaires.
Yes.
For benefiting.
If they're millionaires,
At
why
his
don't they just buy a
expense.
yacht?
Right. Well, that's the joke. That's why it's a funny title.
I might get my money back and then take extra back from the millionaires and then donate that to the orphans. So now I have become Bobbin.
Bobbin Bud.
But the original one is probably still in jail.
Okay.
Tough break.
If you were a family man, a wife, 7 kids, and they're all starving to death,
Oh, no.
you would steal bread for them?
Yes.
If Bobbin Bud donated to Riley Children's Hospital, would your response be different? So here we're putting human life at expense, not just suffering, because you can't quantify suffering in an ethical Ernie Joe understanding.
Okay, I think I would still turn the other robber in. But if I myself was the robber, then I would not turn myself in. But if the police came to me like arrested me, like I'd be like,
You'd be like, I did it.
I deserve this. I'm not gonna like try to fight and run away.
Okay. The stolen money is donated entirely to save 700 lives. Without a doubt, this money saves 700 lives. For sure. No questions. Does your response change?
I allow the money to save the lives, but under the condition that the robber pays back the people that he stole from.
The court of law is still working the way that it works. You can't, change the judge. He's gonna go to jail. He has to take the money back.
He might not. I might not turn him in. Me personally, in my vigilante alter ego, would force the man to repay these people, but also let the lives be saved.
So, this universe, this scenario, you have to become a superhero.
Probably.
I'm impressed that you're utterly unchanged in your response, regardless of the scenario. Here we go. This might change it, guys. I'm excited to see ethical Reenie Joe, get there.
Yeah.
Change his decisions.
Bring it up.
The money is being stolen from Somalian pirates. It's the pirate bank.
You can assume that if they're pirates, they've stolen the money already. So you're stealing stolen money from stealers. So that better justifies the robber. So then I would send the pirates to jail.
Side note, if stealing from a stealer is good... Wait, you would still send them to jail?
The pirates. Because they're pirates. They should probably be locked up somewhere.
Oh, that's a whole different scenario. So you wouldn't persecute Bobbins?
I wouldn't turn him in, though. But I would make sure that he doesn't steal from good people. I would just tell him,
You talk to
listen,
him face to face.
pirates is one thing, but just be careful, pal. I'm on to you, Bobbins.
We gotta change. We change the unchangeable. The unbreakable Ernie Joe. Have you seen Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt?
No.
It's pretty goofy. I'm gonna give you the breakdown. There are 5 things we learned. Tell them the first thing, Ernie.
First thing we learned today. He is a madman in high school. He was a madman in high school.
In a hypothetical scenario, which is a part of this universe that happened, I'm a madman.
Every lie is based in the truth.
Second thing we learned is the first letter of Ernie Joe's name stands for ethical. That's why he's the special guest. That's why he's never coming back on the show.
What the heck?
Morally Apprehensive is a show about, loose loose shooting Texans.
I can be a Texan. Pow, pow.
Third thing we learned is Joe's not a Texan. Fourth thing we learned is ethically, it does seem like we can't quantify suffering, which is interesting, because I want to say we can.
I want to have 5 cats.
The fifth thing is Joe doesn't have 5 cats, I guess?
Not yet.
If we reach to 900 and something episode
3.
903, and we find out what your next initial stands for, I'll buy you a cat. Is there any Joe?
This is
You can like point at
Morally Apprehensive talk show.
This.
Thanks for watching it.
this experience.
I guess watch it again if we have the next episode.
Talk about it.
Talk.
To us. So we're talking right now. I don't know if you know how cameras work, but I'm talking to a camera. You're not actually here, which is sad. But I feel there's this reality that through this capturing device, we are connected because you have a freedom device called anything that has internet. So we're pretty close. And that being said, if you talk to us, we'll talk back to you. So like, let's start talking. Yeah, get out of here.
See you later.
We'll never give up on the fight, the good fight, which is something I've been thinking about. How do we know if 6-lets even have 6 candies in them? How do we know if it's actually ethical to take money that was donated to orphans? How do we know that Ernie's first name is, just letters? It's hard to say, but that's what we're here for. That's why we're talking. That's why we're hoping that one day you'll be here too, with your friends, with your family. And I would like to give you guys a name, and you're going to be called the Moral Laters. We'll work on it. Just don't stop thinking, Joe stopped thinking once. That's why he's shorter than me. Have a good day.